Hi guys, thanks for checking the video out. Steve Buzza here, and this is a back to scratch challenge video. So I had loads of comments on the initial video, and thank you for that. You know, I do really appreciate it. And I had loads and loads of input on what you think I need to change in order to get my current playing. So although I've given myself a 28 handicap, I haven't been playing that bad. But I certainly haven't been playing to a scratch handicap like I used to. So what do I need to change? And I've got two clubs in my hand, and these are things that I'm going to focus on at the minute. I've done separate videos on fitness, so I had a lot of people mention fitness and how I'm looking a bit portly. The camera does put 10 pounds on, but yeah, that's not true in this case. So I've done a separate video on fitness, and I've done a separate video on my golf swing. So they're things that if you want to watch those, they probably will come on the channel after this video, but they will be coming up in a bit more detail. But I'm going to keep it simple to start with. The two things I feel like I need to work on the most are these: the wedge and the driver. And I need to work on them for slightly different reasons. So the driver is usually my strongest ally in my golf game, but I need to practice it, because if I'm hitting it slightly wide, especially on the courses over here, if I end up losing a couple balls, you know, it totally wipes out my strength. You know, my strength can become my weakness, because I will tend to hit driver a little more than other people because it's my strength. So I do need to practice that in order to maintain it and improve it slightly. So this is why I'm going on driver. I'm going on wedges, not because it's a strength, because it is a hindrance to my golf game. My wedge play started off bad, and it got worse and worse as the season went on. There were a couple reasons for that. You know, one of them is I just don't know the yardages, and I've set up a few drills on my launch monitor, and I'm going to really drill yardages, because that is something that I'm really lacking. I've said it in previous videos, I'm carrying 4 wedges, and I really don't have a Scooby-Doo how far I hit them at the minute. So getting on the launch monitor, finding out some baseline measures, and then like I said, I've set up a few drills that are just purely, can I hit numbers with the wedges? So that is a massive priority. So a few technical things with the with this as well. As you've seen, I've been very steep, extremely steep, and the steepness isn't helping with the distance control. You know, when you get steep, the contacts can be indifferent, and you end up, when you come down, you end up taking loft off. So again, I've got 4 wedges, but if I get overly steep, you know, I'll turn my 54 into my 50, I'll turn my 50 into a 9, I'll turn my lob wedge into the 48, or I'll then deliver it normally and the lob wedge then goes 30 yards shorter. So I definitely need to work on delivery, but really just trying to understand how far I'm hitting these. So massive priority, also massive priority. What you'll notice, and this is something I feel like I did wrong, and if I was to give myself advice when I was an amateur, knowing what I know now, is as an amateur my putting was appalling, and that's been documented over the videos, like through the years, especially when I used to do videos with Mark. It was obvious that my putting was very poor. I used to really struggle, but I actually got that better over the last few years. It's definitely not the worst part of my game at the minute, so that's the reason why I haven't mentioned putting. I will do putting, and you need to try and maintain all aspects, but the thing that I definitely did wrong as an amateur, and get some comments down below if you do the same, is I used to only practice my weakness. So putting was my problem, so I would probably practice putting 90% of the time. And the issue with that is, yes, my putting would get slightly better, but I would never win golf tournaments through my putting. You know, my long game is my strength, my driving is my strength, so that is where I shoot good scores, and that's where I win golf tournaments. So by not practicing this all week, only practicing putter, then getting to the event and then hitting a couple wayward ones with this would completely kill my game, because this has caused a negative effect now, and my putting's not going to get me out of jail, because if I practice, I can make my putting go from bad to average. If I putt average, I will shoot good scores. So my putting's never about me being a Jordan Spieth. It's just I need it to be okay enough so it's not hindering. This is where I make my scores. So if you're someone at home that has a weakness and that's all you end up practicing, try and put some time into your strengths as well, because remember, it's your strengths that are, at the end of the day, are going to cause you good rounds, not your weaknesses. Control the weaknesses, take ownership of your strengths. So I hope this video helps. I am going to practice and I will have updates. I've set everything up with the wedges, and I'm actually quite excited to do a bit of practice. You know, I'm very fortunate now that I'm out in the sun, so I am going to get some practice in with the wedges, and I'll give you an update in a couple of weeks to see if I feel like I'm making progress. And no doubt there'll be a few more scorecards, and hopefully I can keep this handicap going down. I was 28, I've already lowered it, which is I should do. Hopefully I can in the next few weeks get down into a handicap where actually I then start having to play well. So thanks for watching, get some comments down below. I hope to catch you soon.